We have some breaking news. The father of Selena Quintanilla, Abraham Quintanilla, has passed away. We learned about his death early this morning. The news was posted to Instagram by his son, AB. Early this morning, Quintanilla was instrumental in launching Selena's career, managing her early performances, and helping build the family band that would take her to international fame. After Selena's death in 1995, he remained a fierce guardian of her legacy, overseeing her music, brand, and continued influence across generations. We last heard from Abraham Quintanilla in the most recent Selena documentary on Netflix, Selena y los Dinos, A Family Legacy. KSAT has interviewed him several times over the last 2 decades. And even I had the honor to interview Abraham when I was a young reporter in Corpus Christi. And he was always so proud to talk about his daughter and show reporters and people around at the Selena Museum in Corpus Christi. Stay with us on air and online as we learn more details regarding the death of Abraham Quintanilla.
Abraham Quintanilla Jr., the father of Tejano icon Selena Quintanilla, has died at age 86. His son AB shared the news on this Instagram post. No cause of death has been released. Abraham was a musician himself. He was also the founder and manager of Selena y los Dinos, the family band that launched Selena's career. AB once said that his father recognized Selena's talent before anyone else did, not even as a proud parent, but as a fellow musician who knew what he was hearing. After Selena was tragically killed in the 90s, Abraham dedicated his life to protecting her legacy.
But really and truly, I don't care. I don't care if they let her out today. Nothing's going to bring my daughter back to life. I personally think that she's safer in there because not very many people like her for what she done. And I know that to this day, we receive letters from prison, from women prisoners that supposedly they haven't turned her loose on the prison population, because we get letters from women prisoners that they say they're waiting for her.
With the press clamoring for information, the singer's father agreed to give a statement.
Selena was killed this morning by a disgruntled employee. Right now, I don't know all the details. There was some discrepancies with the fan club. It resulted in her shooting Selena. She was starting to bloom, not only as a person, but as an artist. To remember her the way she went to love. So that's all I can say.
It's a day that feels almost impossible to put into words. Abraham Quintanilla, the man who built one of the most beloved musical legacies in history, has passed away at the age of 86. His son, AB. Quintanilla shared the news in a short Instagram post, leaving fans around the world in shock. The cause of death remains private, and in many ways, that silence is fitting for a man whose life was as private and complex as it was public. Abraham wasn't just Selena's dad, he was the architect of her career, the engine behind every performance, every song, every moment that made her a legend. But his story didn't start with Selena, and it doesn't end with praise. To understand the full picture, we need to go back to where it all began. Before Selena ever hit a stage, before the bright lights and screaming fans, Abraham had his own dreams. Back in the 1950s, he was a musician himself, performing with the group Los Dinos. The dream was alive, the ambition fierce, but success never fully materialized. He could have chased his own stardom, but he chose family instead, leaving behind personal ambitions to raise his children. It wasn't a quiet sacrifice, it was a turning point. The dream didn't die. It just found a new home, passed to the daughter whose voice would one day captivate millions. And that moment came earlier than most would expect. Selena, just 6 years old, began to sing in a way that caught Abraham's attention like a lightning bolt. He saw something others didn't, something raw, unstoppable, and undeniably special. Recognizing that talent, he built Selena y los Dinos, a family band where every child played a role, AB on bass, Suzette on drums, and Selena as the lead singer. Abraham wasn't just the manager, he was the conductor, the visionary, and the protector. Every rehearsal, every performance, every decision about image or music passed through him. And while the rest of the world only saw a talented girl, Abraham saw a legacy in the making. But success never comes without tension. Abraham's management style was famously strict, bordering on controlling. He was fiercely protective, sometimes to the point where family members felt the weight of his rules. Childhood for Selena was structured, almost like a boot camp for talent. Industry insiders and fans alike wondered, was he a shield, keeping the world from exploiting his daughter, or a gatekeeper, limiting her freedom to grow independently? The line between protection and control is blurry, but one thing was clear: Abraham was committed, single-minded, and relentless. Then, in 1995, everything changed. Selena, at just 23 years old, was on the brink of an English crossover that promised to take her career to the next level. She was preparing to step out on her own, moving beyond the family band, ready to claim her space in the global music scene. But that future never came. Her life was cut tragically short, leaving Abraham not just devastated, but shattered. He lost his daughter, his star, and the very center of his life's work in one instant. The world mourned Selena, but Abraham's grief was different. It was lifelong, deeply personal, and in many ways, immeasurable. Yet, grief did not silence him. It redirected him. Over the following decades, Abraham transformed sorrow into a mission, protecting and preserving Selena's legacy at every turn. The 1997 biopic, starring Jennifer Lopez, was just the beginning. Albums were released posthumously, museum exhibits curated, documentaries produced, and even collaborations with makeup brands were launched. Every decision, every project was a statement. Selena's story would not fade. Abraham dedicated himself to this cause with a focus and intensity that few could match. Still, not everyone was convinced of his intentions. Critics accused Abraham of turning his daughter into a brand, of monetizing her memory, and of keeping her frozen in time for profit. Fans debated endlessly. Was he preserving a legacy or exploiting it? Abraham, ever unapologetic, dismissed the criticism. "So what? Let them talk," he reportedly said. For him, keeping Selena alive in the hearts of new generations required action, not silence. And he was right. Compare Selena's preservation to artists like Aaliyah, whose legacy, though powerful, slowly faded for younger audiences. Abraham understood that relevance requires repetition, visibility, and sometimes controversy. In the final years of his life, Abraham's presence in public life became more visible than ever. Recent documentaries and appearances hinted at the quiet toll that time and health were taking on him. Observant fans noticed changes, subtle shifts in his energy and appearance. There's a theory circulating that these projects, the series, the films, the renewed public engagement, were completed so Abraham could witness them before leaving the world. It's a bittersweet thought, but it paints a picture of a man determined to see his daughter's story fully told before he could rest. And now he has. Abraham Quintanilla is gone, finally reunited with his daughter Selena. The man who spent decades building a dynasty out of love, discipline, and vision has passed on, leaving behind a legacy that is as complex as it is celebrated. To many, he was the father who guided a young girl with extraordinary talent to become a global icon. To others, he was the businessman who fiercely protected her name, sometimes in ways that drew criticism and skepticism. The questions linger. Will history remember Abraham purely as a devoted father who safeguarded Selena's legacy, or as someone who carefully curated her image and career in ways that also benefited him? Perhaps the answer is both. And that duality is part of what makes his story so human, so real, and ultimately so fascinating. Life is rarely simple, and Abraham's life was no exception. What is undeniable, however, is the truth that without him, Selena's voice, the voice that continues to inspire millions around the world, might never have reached the heights it did. Abraham's death is more than the passing of a man. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the fleeting nature of time. It forces us to reflect on what it truly means to honor someone, to preserve a memory, and to carefully balance love with ambition. He was a man of contradictions, Human in every sense, flawed, devoted, visionary, criticized, yet ultimately irreplaceable. He endured unimaginable grief after losing his daughter in the prime of her life, a tragedy that could have broken anyone. Yet, he transformed that grief into action, ensuring that Selena's name, her music, and her spirit remained alive for generations to come. His impact extends far beyond her career alone. It touches the very fabric of music history. From the early days of Los Dinos to the global phenomenon of Selena, Abraham's fingerprints are everywhere, etched into a culture that he helped define and preserve. Every decision, every project, every carefully managed release was part of a larger mission to keep her memory vibrant and present. As fans, as observers, and as people who simply loved the music, we are left with the echoes of his work. Every album released posthumously, every documentary, every tribute or biopic is part of a story Abraham crafted with deliberate care and unwavering passion. Each project wasn't just about keeping Selena relevant. It was about preserving a piece of history, a moment in time that might have otherwise been lost. Abraham Quintanilla's passing marks the end of an era, yes, but it also represents the continuation of a legacy that refuses to fade. He protected Selena, celebrated her, and ensured that her light would shine far beyond what most could imagine. And in doing so, he ensured that we, as the audience, would never forget. His story reminds us that legacies are rarely clean or simple. They are often messy, layered, and filled with contradictions, but they are powerful nonetheless. Abraham's life teaches us that love can be fierce, determined, and sometimes controversial. It teaches us that protecting a memory requires both heart and vision, and that true devotion often comes with difficult choices and criticism. As he joins Selena now, the two are reunited, and their story, full of both triumph and tragedy, continues to inspire the world. Abraham Quintanilla may be gone, but his influence, his dedication, and his unwavering love for his daughter will echo forever. A testament to a man who gave everything to ensure that one voice, one dream, and one family would never be forgotten. In the end, Abraham Quintanilla's life is a story of love, loss, and unyielding dedication. He faced unimaginable grief, navigated public criticism, and spent decades keeping a dream alive that was never fully his own. And now, as he joins his daughter, we are left to reflect on the complicated, beautiful truth of his life, that sometimes protecting a legacy means becoming a legend yourself. Abraham's story reminds us that love can be both gentle and fierce, public and private, praised and misunderstood, but it always leaves a mark that cannot be erased. Rest in peace, Abraham Quintanilla. Thank you for giving the world Selena and for showing us that the most powerful legacies are built not just on talent, but on tireless love, unwavering devotion, and a will that refuses to let memory fade.